Good morning, church. Another day has dawned in this such strange time. Completely surreal. I don't know about you, but I wake up every morning and think, is this really happening? Surely this can't be happening, this worldwide shutdown. Mark mentioned it yesterday morning in the Thought for the Day, being likened to a blizzard or to winter or to a new ice age. And I've also had somebody, I think, write in and say it felt apocalyptic. And I think we really are out of control, and we don't like that at all. All our structures of support have just been removed, and none of us knows really what to do or how to do it. And I think even the governments of the world are struggling, I think. Many of us are looking to the Psalms as a place of help and strength, and I'm going to not be an exception to that, and I want to look at Psalm 63 this morning for a few minutes. So you could follow along with Psalm 63 if you can do that and have a Bible and you're watching. I think why I love the Psalms among other books in particular is because they're a mixture. They're a wonderful divine and human mixture of praise and ranting. And of course, we all like to have a good rant from time to time. But before we go through the psalm, I just want to share a couple of thoughts I've been thinking about in response to the crisis. I've been reflecting about how really the whole country, totally irrespective of any faith component, has arisen with an altruistic response, a desire to help. And there have been multiple manifestations, and very creative ones, of how people would like to help others in this time of crisis. And I think this is because there's a universal altruistic gene in us, because we're all made in the image of God. And it's this response really has just underlined the fact that all are made in the image of God, but many would not call themselves Christians simply because they don't recognise that they're made in the image of God. And I think that this underlines my increasing excitement at the fact that we as Christians have something unique to offer in this time. I've been asking myself that question, given this universally helpful response. What is it that's different about us? And I think what is different about us is prayer. And I know from many things that are coming into my inbox that there's an enormous groundswell of prayer right across the world. Charlie's mentioned a couple of times how I joined in with a 10,000 strong prayer meeting last week, which was kind of exciting. The vast majority of those people were just listening, and you could write things on the chat stream, but there were just a handful of people leading it on a Zoom call, like many of us have been having. And so what we have that's unique is prayer. But again, I've been thinking, well, we need resourcing to be able to pray in a consistent way. And we've been obviously trying to establish a rule of life together and encouraging each other to pray. But I don't know about you, but I get really tired of praying and I run out of words. And if I'm feeling grumpy, I'm not very good at it. So I want just to come now and look at Psalm 63, because I think Psalm 63 is a really good prayer resource. Of course, it's not the only one, and we can use pretty much all the prayers, all the Psalms. But we need the streams of living water that Jesus promised his disciples, promised anyone who would come to him and ask to drink in John chapter 7 when he was at the feast. And he lifted up his voice. We know that chapter so well. So I just want now to have a little look at Psalm 63 with you and see in what ways can we drink from this psalm, which might help us be resourced in our prayers, which are this unique, I said last Sunday, a unique transformation point rather than a unique selling point. You know, this is something, we believe prayer changes things, and now this crisis is challenging us, to each of us, to ask that question, do I really believe prayer changes things? I think it does, and I think you think that too, but let's just look at this psalm for a minute. In the first, how can this psalm resource us for praying? Verse 1, my soul thirsts for you and my body longs for you. first of all, we're going to come to God and say, I need you for this prayer. I can't do that in my own strength. I'm longing for you. I've seen you in the sanctuary, and I've beheld your power and your glory. And because your love is better than life, my lips will glorify you. So another thing that resources us is to come into that quiet place with him and listen to him and listen to his word and ask him to make his word live to us and feed us. We need these words to feed us. It says, my soul will be satisfied as with the richest of foods. And this is a psalm that promises that if we come to him, he will satisfy us. And I think when we're satisfied, we can give out well. When we're flourishing, we can give in a way that we can't give if we are depleted in all sorts of different ways. I think a lot of us maybe are finding that we can't sleep. So we have, on my bed, I remember you, I think of you through the watches of the night. I've always remembered Charlie's spiritual director saying, when you're worried about things and you wake up in the night, you need to say, Lord, it's your watch now. But here is the psalmist as well, saying, I think of you through the watches of the night. If we wake up, we can say, Lord, I am not coping. I need to think about you and cling to you. My soul clings to you, says verse 8. I sing in the shadow of your wings. I don't think many of us would want to sing at night. That could be a not very nice experience for anybody we're with, or even for ourselves or for the Lord for that matter. But my soul clings to you, and your right hand upholds me. He will be with us and resource us. Then there's a bit of a rant at the end of the psalm, but I'm not going to look at that at all closely. I think we can all do our ranting to God. But those are just a few thoughts about how we can be resourced for this wonderful component of prayer that we have to offer, in addition to all our serving at this time of crisis. So God bless you all. I hope you have a lovely day.